I really congratulate you and let me unequivocally state that we'll support a possibility in which the whole world could get access to clean drinking water, safe drinking water, good sanitation, and as you said, it has impact on wash. But I hope we don't wash our hands off this responsibility. So we have kept the name wash, but I hope we don't wash our hands off and we work on this and hold each other hand and wash our souls and thinking that now it's my responsibility to make sure that my fellow citizen, my fellow human will live at least a part of a dignified life in which I waste so much of water flowering plants, okay, watering plants, giving water to my lawns. Huge amount of water is wasted on that, washing cars. And here are the people who cannot get a glass of drinking water. So I think we have to accept the reality. That's a good point. The first beginning of solving a problem is to accept a problem. If you don't accept a problem, we'll never be able to solve it. So I'm happy that this Millennium Development Goal 6, is actually targeting this issue in a very significant way. So I hope the goal will not remain a goal, but we'll actually be able to achieve our objective by fulfilling our responsibility of addressing this challenge together. And I really, therefore, look forward to the world community playing a key role into this. When we accepted the Sustainable Development Goals, who has accepted it? World as a whole. We have realized that this is not just a responsibility of an individual country, individual geography, individual society, but it's a global responsibility. And as I was saying, the pandemic has proved the point that if you leave a local problem somewhere else, it is going to affect everybody else because of low quality of water and even unhygienic water or not having good toilets and therefore people defecating on the roads or somewhere else causes huge health challenges. It can even cause another pandemic. And if pandemic is happen, then what happens to all of us? Then we are willing to spend not billions but trillions of dollars to save economies as a consequence of this pandemic. Why not therefore save, forget trillions? We can find the trillions when it is necessary. Why not find only few billions and help countries who are facing this problem to solve that problem? And if you do that, it's in the self-interest of the whole world community. Because by doing that, we are actually helping to solve the world problem. And G20 is a grouping of 20 countries by definition. We are the together, as you said, 86% of the global GDP. But that gives us not strength, power, that puts more responsibility. Being little more stronger than the rest of the world, it's a responsibility of those who are strong to take care of the weak. And weak only in terms of smaller economies. But they are people, they are population, they're humans, they're our responsibility. And therefore, we have to ensure that we work not just for this 20 countries' interest, but for the interest of the whole humanity on this planet. And therefore, those who are in the room, 20 countries have responsibility for those who are not in the room. And therefore, we must ensure that we'll take that responsibility forward. And therefore, we have to get it done in shortest possible time. In any case, all these 20 countries, along with others, have already got a shared responsibility to address the Sustainable Development Goals. Therefore, our deliberations cannot be totally at variance with what has been already accepted at global stage, like Sustainable Development Goals. And therefore, this being one of the key Sustainable Development Goal 6, which is the heart of, I would feel, the sustainable agenda, because it has health content, it has social content, it has gender content. The worst affected people because of lack of access to drinking water and sanitation are women, the girls, young girls. And therefore, we have to ensure that we address this challenge together. And G20 will be the forum to address so many global challenges. And this is a global challenge. It's a country's, not one single country's problem, though action has to be local, but the effort has to be global. There cannot be a bigger engagement and responsibility than solving this problem together. And I can assure you one thing, that with full commitment, full dedication, and full sincerity, we'll all work together to create a real one world. And I can tell you, if you create a real one world based on equality, on humanity, on principles of compassion, I can tell you many of these resources of the so-called developed countries are wasted into doing something which is so extraneous, which is not necessary, avoidable, only by making that world becomes peaceful and better place to live. And that is what the poor people are asking. Unfortunately, those poor people have no voice, so they cannot be heard. And therefore, I can only tell you that let's work together on behalf of those people, for those people, and in the interest of all of us. As I said, even from selfish angle, because no problem can be said to be the somebody else's problem. We live in the same world, same planet, so we'll have to face this together. Thank you very much. God bless you. And as you correctly said, you reminded me of one of the greatest sons of this world and a great son of India, Mahatma Gandhi, who had once very interestingly said that you cannot sleep in peace when you know that your neighbor is starving and has not eaten anything. That's the beauty of one world. That's what he explained. That you cannot think about this is not my problem but somebody else's problem. Only you can do that if you don't have heart. And therefore you cannot do this. I hope everybody's heart remains at the right place. Thank you very much. God bless you all.